Dear Nobody, it's Christmas Day, and this is my 2025 Wrapped. Merry Christmas, everyone! I hope today will be nothing but full of love, comfort, and quiet joy. And also, remember what this day is all about from the start. It's the day when the Christ was born, and because of that, we are born again, and also we have hope for humanity. It's a day full of joy and a very merry day. It's essentially the greatest gift one can ask for when he came to earth. That's literally our greatest gifts. I truly cannot believe how fast this whole year feels like. Yeah, sometimes it can be feeling very slow at times, but when it's near August, everything went like an F1 race car. Like, I truly cannot believe how crazy it has been. It's been a ride for all of us, I'm sure. So, for today's episode, since it's also gonna be the last episode we're going to have in 2025, I know it's kind of sad, but I want to grab a moment and I want to look back and reflect how this year went for me. It's like a 2025 wrapped, but it's for my life. 2025. How can I start this year? Well, thinking back of 2025, this year has been a lot of things. I've definitely grown a lot this past year, and I am utterly grateful for every and each event that happened, whether it's good or bad, because they made me who I am today. Looking back in the very beginning of the year, I I wasn't this brave, I wasn't this wise, and definitely I wasn't this independent. I truly stepped out from my comfort zone. I've made tons of new friends. Like, I kid you not, I met a lot of new people in my life. And so far, 2025 has been the most outside of like 2021, because that was when I moved to New York and I made a lot of friends in school. But this year it's different. Like, the kind of new friends that I made was outside of school, and I'm very proud of it. That is something to notice, because yeah, if you're making friends at school, of course it's going to be like easier than if you're making friends outside of school. It's a whole different world when you're growing up. Oh, and I also have traveled alone quite a bit, which is something that I never really do. So that's definitely a first for me. So let's talk about traveling or solo traveling. I've traveled a lot this year, and I've been to the UK, like London, Edinburgh, Bali, Mount Bromo in Indonesia, which is my first, Malang, Korea. This is so exciting. Australia, oh my god. Like Melbourne and Sydney. I love those cities, by the way. They're amazing. They're like mini New York and mini Boston. I really like them. And they're closer to Indonesia too. I've been to Frankfurt this year, Philadelphia, and Poughkeepsie. I've done my solo trips in Korea for a piano festival, but Poughkeepsie, it's something. Let's just put it that way. And Philadelphia. My favorite solo trip amongst the three was either Korea or Philadelphia. They are completely different from each other though. The Korea one is filled with new and intense experiences, and the Philadelphia one was more of relaxing, exploring the city, and just enjoying my time without much stress. The Korea was very intense, and I made a lot of new friends. I was out of my comfort zone because That was the very first time I come out and literally go somewhere by myself without anyone that I know of that's gonna be there, you know? It did help that I went there for a piano festival, so we ended up getting to know each other and everything. But that was really something that it's out of my comfort zone, definitely. And also, I just had an injury back in April and I didn't touch the piano at all. I didn't practice. I tore my tendon on the right hand and I couldn't play. Like the doctors advised me to have a rehab and not touch the piano. That created a lot of stress in my mind, and the mentality is a lot of things. I can talk about that in future episodes, but let's continue on. So yes, I didn't touch the piano at all until I arrived at that festival. And I worked very, very hard there. And they have a competition, and I actually won. Very surprising because everyone was really good. And I didn't even practice or even touch my piano at all before that whole week, you know? So the piano festival was around 1.5 week, and I believe the competition was like in the middle of it. So I didn't really expect much, but at that moment, I gave my all. I did the best that I can do at that given moment, at that given situation. I didn't really care about the result because I truly gave my all. Like I was satisfied with what I did and how I played my music. I mean, definitely I can do better, but I gave my all. I did my part and God did the rest. Like, literally, I was talking about this topic last week and wow, it's making a full circle. Okay, let's continue to the story. When the announcer said my name in the list of like the winners, I was truly speechless. I didn't expect at all. I mean, yeah, I did my best, but I didn't expect to win. Like, I would be very happy with whatever result. Really, I was gonna be very happy if I win or not. Like, the result didn't really matter because how good I felt at that moment since I gave my all. So I'm very grateful of this, and I guess after talking about it, I would put Korea as my number one, like as my top experience for my solo traveling, since I really did grow a lot there. There's just a lot of things that's happening there that you cannot really replace it. Okay, so moving on, we have the entertainment era. So for this 2025 Wrapped, I went all in. Like when I say all in, I actually made a document tracking everything I watch or experience. Whether it's operas, Broadway's, movies, TV shows, show tapings, like late night shows or something, and then classical concerts and books. And I have rated each one of them from 1 to 10. So here's the rundown of everything I've watched or experienced. I've completed 8 books fully read, 5 half read, 12 TV shows, 2 half watched. And get ready for this, 97 movies. I even cannot believe this. I've watched 97 movies in 2025. That's crazy. And then I've watched 7 Broadway shows, 3 reality TV tapings, 1 classical concert. And I know that might sound very low, but it's because either one, I want to watch it, but I just cannot due to conflicts, like schedule conflicts, or two, there's just not many good repertoires or programs that's out there that made me go there and watch it, you know? And I'm not talking about my friends' concerts at school, so anything outside of school. 7 operas, and then 3 artist concerts, including Live, Charlie Puth, and Sabrina Carpenter. And I watched her twice. And then 1 comedy show and 1 miscellaneous show, which was The Rockets. So basically, I've watched 5 concerts or show. Honestly, I recommend doing this, like tracking all of the things that you've watched and experienced, because it helps you to see how much you're feeding your mind. And you can always look back if you don't remember if you've watched that certain movie or something. You can always look back at your notes and, like, oh yeah, I already watched this, or like, oh yeah, I haven't watched this before. So it's really helpful. Okay, so after listing everything, now I will give you my top entertainment in each group, starting with books or literature. For this one, I have Women, Food, and God by Janine Roth. This book helps me with some bad eating habits of mine, although I don't really agree with everything that she says in the book, especially with the religious aspect. But she does have points that are very beneficial if you have an eating disorder. And after reading this, it helps me a lot. If you are struggling with eating disorder or eating habits, I recommend reading this book. Okay, let's move on to the next category, TV shows. The Joey Show Season 1. It's awesome. If you like Friends, you will definitely enjoy watching this. Okay, moving on to my favorite category, which is movies. It was really hard for me to choose one, but I ended up with Me Before You. This is a romantic movie, and oh my god, I really, really like this movie. It holds a really beautiful message and tells you how you have to fight and don't give up on your dreams just because you have a significant other. I truly recommend this one, and honestly, it's a beautiful movie, and I think I would watch it again next year or even closing up this year because it's so good. I thought Me Before You is essentially like something like selfish or something, but it's something different, and you'd see it differently after you watch it. It's beautiful. I recommend. Next category is Broadways, and I have Stranger Things: The First Shadow. This one, I was speechless. I didn't expect a Broadway could be that good. Like, it's hands down one of the most amazing thing I've ever watched in real life. Like, I'm talking about production, storyline, the magic. If you have watched Stranger Things, you know how it's like kind of like a horror movie where there's a lot of surprises and also definitely a lot of effects in the TV shows. So imagine that being done live in front of you. All the actors and actresses, they were amazing. It made you forget how you're actually watching Broadway show instead of a movie. It it blows my mind how good this is. If you haven't watched this, I truly recommend you to watch it immediately. And I always recommend this to literally everyone I know. It just deserves the attention and the recognition. Brava to all the talents, especially Louis McCartney, who played the main character, Henry Creel. Like, he just got that really, really good. Okay, moving on. Reality TV. I wrote Drew Barrymore. Who doesn't love Drew Barrymore? She's great. I mean, she's great. And the way she handles all of the audience, oh my god, 10 out of 10 hospitality. Gave us snacks, water while waiting, and then the studio really feels very warm and welcoming. And I also got $100 gift card. So yeah, I recommend going, and I would do this again. For the next category, which is classical concert, I cannot really pick anything just because I only watched one. So I'm gonna opt out from this category. Let's continue. Operas. I'm in between Il Barbiere di Siviglia by Rossini. I don't know if I said that right. Or La Boheme by Puccini. They're both very different from each other. Rossini's is a comedy and Puccini's is a tragedy. So, depending on what you want to watch. So, if you don't know what to watch next, these two are my recommendation. Now we have the last category, which is shows or concerts. I would say my number one is Sabrina Carpenter, and number two is Loewe, because Loewe really deserves it. She brought out an amazing production and show in a very high level, so definitely an honorable mention. But nothing beats Sabrina's because you're always gonna get this commercials that are very funny and you're gonna be entertained all the time. When she's not on stage, you will have something to watch because she just made this experience very, very fun and very like there's no break in it. Oh, wow. So that's a long list of recommendations, but now you know what to watch when you have a free time. I've watched a lot of the classics, like the movies, and I don't regret any bits of it. I enjoyed it very much. You know what I loved the most by watching all of these things? One, it made me even more knowledgeable. And two, when people reference things from some movies or like especially those classic movies that was made before you were even born or books like those classics, one thing that I love is that I instantly know what they're talking about, and this is a huge flex. You don't want to be that person like, oh, it's like in this Notting Hill. Like you don't want to be that person that's like, oh, what is Notting Hill? Like it's one of the classics that you just have to watch. Or like Titanic. Like that's a that's a masterpiece. Like if you haven't watched that, what are you doing? You have to watch that. It's such a classic. So, yeah, that's like a flex if you know what people are referencing it to. And low key, I don't think it's low key. I think high key. This has made me become a movie enthusiast and I love it. Genuinely love it. There's a lot of gems back then. And I love how unique and creative before we have this advanced technologies. Like example, in the Back in the Future movies, I cannot comprehend, even now, I can't even comprehend how amazing it is. And the fact that it was made in 1985, to this day, it's still incredible. It's crazy, mind blowing. One of the classics. And I think the struggle with it right now, in this current age and time, is that we already have such an advanced technologies along with the AIs and how fast information just comes at you. I think because of that, we don't really use our brains anymore, especially in the creative side. I see a lot of people using AIs for basic ideas, and it's quite sad to see that because we have such capable brains to think creatively. Yesterday, I finally had a chance to sit down and actually made my vision board for 2026. Yay! I didn't know what people usually do or like what applications they use, but I only use Pinterest and they only offer a 9 by 16 format, which is the same format as Reels or TikTok. I originally wanted it to be 16 by 9, like horizontal, so I can feel like a proper vision board, but I guess it still works. So let me know in the comments if you have other recommendations when making vision boards. I do think that after making this vision board, it made me visualize things better that will roll out in 2026. I think it made it more realistic and grounded in my feet, and I feel that I'm capable of achieving those stuff. Like I know what to look out for and what to focus on. Whereas back then, usually when I just write it by words without any visuals, sometimes it just makes it not as serious. You would feel like it's out of the reach or like it's only dreams rather than goals. I don't know. Actually, that's probably me because that's what I felt as a girl who only used to write down lists of what I want to do instead of making vision boards where I can actually see how it can be. So, definitely, I get the hype when people are doing this thing because it's also fun to do. Like picking out the quotes or like the pictures, it's fun. It takes a long time, yes, but it is fun. Okay, so before we close this last episode of 2025, I want to say do not forget to enjoy the last days of December wherever you are with your family, friends, or loved ones. Enjoy those moments because they won't come back. You can tell them you love them, do the things you're gonna do, or make that dessert you've been wanting to make, or even try to do one thing that you've always wanted to do this year but ended up not doing for whatever reasons. And lastly, I want to say thank you so much for your love and support for this podcast. You mean a lot to me. Thank you for listening and hanging out. I hope you have the most amazing Christmas and holidays. Have a great new year. New episodes every Thursday out on all platforms wherever you listen your podcast at. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Dear Nobody Podcast. And if you want to send us an anonymous letter, thoughts, or even a holiday greeting, you can send it to us by clicking the link on our Instagram bio. Next episode is actually on New Year's, so I will talk to you then. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everyone. Bye.